And welcome to Third Age Total War, the Massive Overhaul submod. When last we left our game, we had just started. We mostly watched movies and listened to me talk a lot. Actually, we listened to me talk a lot. A whole hell of a lot. You listen to me talk so much, I'd be surprised if you were watching this video, in fact. Anyway, so we're going to end turn 2 there. And something I want to mention, actually, is that, the map, actually, the original Massive Overhaul submod map that they used was a lot different the last time was essentially a lot different the last time I played this. The last time I played this, it actually just used an updated, like a version of the vanilla Third Age Total War map, with some extra frills, like extra towns and a couple of extra details. But now the map's actually been updated significantly. For example, Mirkwood looks completely different. It's not as it doesn't have as clearly defined paths as it used to, which is very nice for ambushes, really. Thranduil's Halls have been moved, for example. Thranduil's Halls used to be much farther away from Dale and Erebor, which are off in the lower right corner of my current view, than it is now. Cities have been cities have been moved and changed. That was my Steam. I apologize. It's the middle of the day, so I'm definitely going to be chatting with some people. Let's finish. Yes, for example, though, in the original mod, actually, I'm trying to think about it. This map definitely like the map's been squished in a little more. It feels like there was a much longer path between. There's a much longer distance between Thranduil's Halls and the Old Forest Road. In fact, it seems as though southern Mirkwood has been expanded a lot. It's gained a lot more distance between the Old Forest Road here, which is more accurate than originally, and say Dol Guldur Dol Guldur down here, the Sauron Citadel in southern Mirkwood, which was the original capital of the Elven Kingdom, actually, in the Misty Past during the Second Age, First and Second Ages. All right, the grain exchange is finished here, so we can build something else. I'm going to build a town watch, so I can build infantry from there, because I have very few production facilities right now. Recruitment report there. I have very few production facilities right now, so need to maximize my troop production. Right, we're going to take these troops, add them to Thranduil's army, and then we're going to start marching out to the west here, to the north and then to the west, because we want to take these foothills, because we don't want the dwarves to have them. You know, we may be technical allies, but there's still lots of animosity between our two sides. So we're just going to cut them off there, and by the way, when you see me doing this, like when I'm scanning around, and you can see the type of terrain and the name of the region, that's what happens when I hold down my right mouse button and scan over. It tells me the kind of terrain and the region. This is the Southern Woodland Realm, and this is the Northern Woodland Realm. Here we have the Mountains of Mirkwood, here we have the Old Forest Road, and, you know, so on. And we're not going to concern ourselves with that. What we're going to do, actually, is save again. Silvan Elves 4 this time. Yes, I do it in reverse. My OCD, for some reason, makes me do that. I do it in reverse, otherwise it looks weird to me. And now there's not much to do, because the Elven Kingdom is actually really, really small compared to almost every other faction. Ah, hello, Diplomat of Dale. Yes, we will trade with Dale. Sounds like an excellent idea, in fact. An honor and a pleasure. I've never heard a better suggestion in my life. Yes, trading with Dale, one of the most prosperous kingdoms in the late Third Age. Still getting message on Steam too. I'm sure you heard that a minute ago.
They will not see us in the forest.
Ah, yes, the military report. This is a feature of Third Age Total War, which essentially tells me that, which essentially means that it's going to take about 10 years for, wait, 10? 20. Yeah, it's going to take 10 years, essentially, for, and this goes for every faction, for your military forces, for every good faction, at least, for your military forces to mobilize properly. I'd read that, but it's long, and, you know, essentially saying, yeah, there'll be years before our processional troops will be ready, and a year is 4 turns. In the base game, a year was 2 turns. Wasn't? I think so. Can't remember. Anyway, it's going to be 40 turns before, either way, it's going to be 40 turns before we're actually properly mobilized. So, we're just going to click that off. Thranduil's holes, light elven archers are built. Good. Yes, because we build our men from scratch. Going to build another unit of wooden swordsmen there. And then we're going to march west again. Yes, here we are. Withyboard. Withyboard? It's a castle of rebel Northmen. And we're going to besiege it and take it, much in the same way we're taking Emyn Fuin here, down in the south. We're just going to whittle them down through a long siege rather than a direct attack. I'd be willing to attack the rebels if their armies were outside of their castles, because that's where the elves would have the advantage. Otherwise, I would just take unnecessary losses, even with the toughness of the elves. All right, let's see what we're doing. More steam sounds! I'm sure you've been confused by the repeated beeping. I probably should disable it, but I prefer to confuse my viewers with sounds that they would think they're actually their own, but are not. Anyway, let's end the turn. Alright, on to turn 5. End of turn report. Moving up in the world, it looks like. Let's see, crop rotation. Okay, that's done. Now we're going to build a leather tanner so we can armor some of my troops. Agent recruited my diplomat. And we're going to move him out towards Erebor here. But he's going to run to Dale first. Got to spot that. Then we head over in the direction of Erebor. And now we're going to besiege Withyboard and Withyboard? Alright, King Thranduil, just besiege it. Does anyone else notice, by the way, that his retinue is slowly expanding into greater and greater heights? Okay, we're going to build a battering ram and siege ladder that we're never going to use. And, yes. The regiments for elven generals, incidentally, are essentially some of them are essentially elite archers, and they're pretty powerful. They're strong in they have powerful archery, and they're very strong in melee combat too. And because the troops for the forces for generals replenish automatically and for free, it's very worthwhile to use them in combat as often as possible, because they'll gain experience, and they'll also do a lot of killing. Elven units seem to gain experience actually pretty quickly, simply because they're just so good. It's probably good for our enemies that there's so few of them. Anyway, how many turns do we have left? 2 turns until Emyn Fuin either sallies out to attack me, or tries to kill me and dies. Because I have 3 groups of archers in Legolas's quote army that will tear it to pieces. So. How are we doing recruitment? Okay, good. And we're going to proceed. Hello, Dwarven Diplomat. What's going on? Oh, hello. You must be the king of the dwarves, judging by all those stars on your, stars on you. That didn't sound quite right. Anyway. No, so keep forgot who was the king of the dwarves during the War of the Ring. It completely slips my mind right now. I'll have to look at his name as soon as my turn comes back around. Yes, another fun fact: the number of stars on a general or family member's next to a general family member's model on the overworld map indicates their command ability, their command ranks, and their command will dictate how well their troops fight and how inclined they are to retreat and so forth. In Third Age Total War, the leaders of factions are invariably skilled unless they get killed, and then you have new kings and new successions and so forth. But we have it set so that our best generals can't die, I guess. Sounds like cheating. Totally sounds like cheating. But would you feel good if Legolas permanently died? Be honest. Be honest. Yeah, I'm looking at you. Sort of. I'm looking through time and space, but it still counts as looking. Alright, the wounded swordsmen are done being recruited here. And now we can only recruit stalkers. I'm going to not do that though. I'm going to wait and save the money until we have more spearmen or archers or wardens, which will all be available in 2 turns to deploy them. So what we're going to do instead is have this group of woodland swordsmen unite with Thranduil's army, and apparently it's quicker to get to Withyboard through that path in the trees. Who knew? Anyway, one more turn, and then Eminifuin will either trigger a battle or just flat out surrender. I hope it triggers a battle, though. I want to show you what the battle, what the combat, not the battle, what the combat basically looks like. And we're going to save that, and see, we have 4 more turns until Withyboard gives up 2. So, all right, let's see what happens in Eminifuin. Fuin. I don't really know how to pronounce it. It's lots of strange, unusual words in Tolkien lore, and it's all awesome. Don't think I'm knocking it. I think it's all awesome. I love the creativity behind it. So I forgot to check his name. No! I think it's King Dane, though. One of the, as I recall, one of the dwarves from The Hobbit. I'm still kind of ashamed I forgot to check, though. And I can't remember if, because Gimli also appears as a dwarven general. And I can't remember if he is I can't remember if he's a faction heir, or if he's just a normal general like Gandalf is for Eriador. I have all these things to show you and probably never will. But you can always hope, right? And we're almost there. Orcs of the Misty Mountains. And then, and soon we get to see the bandits fight Legolas. If they do, more power to us. Alright. Here we go. The bandits are going to attack Legolas, and it's going to be unpleasant for them. I find it hilarious how the balance of power favors us substantially. Look at that, army strength ratio 9 to 4. But that's because my troops are so much higher quality. If you've seen you've seen Legolas's troops, he has 2. Oh, there we go. Down here. You have the Mirkwood Rangers and the Sentinels of Woodland Realm. It's very, very powerful archers. Mirkwood Spearmen are the basic infantry, but they'll protect our Rangers from the Woodsmen in the bandit army. The Airpwald here also has Woodsmen, but we'll slaughter them with arrows long before they reach us. And Legolas's regiment, of course. Okay. So here we go. Here we go.
Put an end to this evil.
Oh. Okay, so I forgot there's a zoom-in thing. Alright, our troops are going to be attached to the battering ram, so we'll have to detach them and hastily prepare a battle line to protect against the enemy troops. Anytime now. Okay. Oh, charming! You guys are on the ram. Okay, I don't understand why, but whatever. All right, we're going to disable fire arrows because we don't really want to use those. Slows down their fire rate, and elven troops are frankly more deadly without them. If I wanted to burn some siege equipment or something, I would use them, but. And as you can see, troops are running in. The Mirkwood Rangers here The Sentinels of the Woodland Realm here. The Elven Spearmen here. And Legolas and his regiment here. There he is. Hey, hey. You'll notice that most commanders usually come with a sword and a shield. His model, well, technically his second long knife functions as a his second long knife functions as a shield. He, you know, it looks like he's dual wielding. It's just cool. Unfortunately, he doesn't use his bow. The medieval Total War does not allow commander units to use bows. So, you know, slight disappointment there. You can see the rebels gathering out there, suffering from a rain of arrows. Because the Mirkwood Rangers just shoot that far. Now the Sentinels of Woodland Realm and Legolas' regiment have joined in on the barrage. Probably going to focus their... going to see if there's anything worth focusing their fire on. They've pretty much slaughtered the hunters, so I'm going to have to focus on the woodsmen, I think. Because we want to just kill as many troops before they reach us, because we don't want to lose too many men. Like I said, the elves have like have the hardest time replenishing lost troops, because it just takes so long for them to come back. So we want to minimize our casualties. We want the most of our casualties to be the spearmen and members of Legolas's regiment. All right, these woodsmen are getting too close now, which means my archers are going to run away. Run faster! Run faster! Run! Run like the wind, Bullseye! Alright, we're going to disable their skirmish mode now, so we can get them on the flanks. Gonna disable your skirmish mode too, and you're gonna have you run over there. Legolas's regiment here is engaging these woodsmen. It's not going well for the woodsmen.
In our favor. Victory will be ours.
What he said. Alright, we need to slaughter more of these hunters because they're just going to tear apart my archers constantly otherwise. And we'll just let the melee fighting do its thing. The melee fighters do their things. The rebels suffer much more from elven accuracy. Elven arrows are extremely accurate, even by vanilla game standards.
Only half the enemy force remains.
And frankly, that's because they're elves. But again, because there's less of them, you know, it really isn't unbalanced per se. Just because there's less elves, and you need to be able to replace them in good order. So. Legolas's regiment is joining the archery duel again. It didn't even take a single loss fighting those woodsmen. That's how good it is. Yeah, losing Sentinels of the Woodland Realm, I don't really like that too much. They're exchanging shots with the hunters, so it's unavoidable, I suppose. Fortunately, I haven't lost any of the Rangers, which are actually the superior troops. Longer range, better bows. So we'll let that happen without many complaints. I find that funny how the enemy general there is an orc. That made complete sense, yeah. I also see they reintroduced a lot of the some of the original elements from the base game of focusing in when a general is killed, and allowing the general to be killed by like those special kill strikes, like you saw the spearman there punch the orc in the face and then move in to stab him. We missed it, though, because cut away before that. Yeah, see, we lost only 10% of our troops, and most of those were spearmen, so that's going to work in our favor. Gonna have the spearmen stop, actually, because we don't want them getting mowed down by their own side's arrows. And the battle is over! After all those arrows, the rebels just couldn't withstand the sheer power of the elven archers. No, I didn't want to continue. Son of a gun! I didn't want to continue the battle. Crap. So we're just going to speed up the battle now, and Maybe play some yakety sax while doing it. And now my elves cheer and fall to their knees, and I guess thanks to who? I don't know. I don't know how that works in Middle Earth. Ah, good. Most of the casualties sustained among the Sentinels of the Woodland Realm actually recovered. 6 out of 11. Lost 31 spearmen, and they're not coming back though. I suppose that's one thing about Third Age Total War that feels a little off. Factions that can't take heavy casualties seem to take lots of casualties over time, like the elves. You know, the elves don't exactly reproduce fast, so. Anyway, Emmenifouin is now ours.
We must defend these lands. Enter it.
We're just going to occupy the settlement. We're not going to sack it or exterminate the populace because there's no need to. And we also got money from defeating the enemy army. I could use a new governor, though. He doesn't have particularly good stats, but I could definitely use a new governor. So I think we're going to do that. We're going to have our the wayward elven daughter, whoever that was, Salian, I think it was. No, that's him. Sorry, his lovely bride is Caladwyn. Okay, that's cool. And we're just gonna have him as governor of Thranduil's Halls from now on. Now we're going to upgrade our roads a bit, increase our income slightly, and also improve our movement. We've also been rewarded. Mirkwood Stalkers are not one of my best units. What is it talking about? This game lies. It lies. The Mirkwood Stalker, you know, one of the best units currently available to me is easily the Woodland Swordsman, or heck, the Spearmen are technically better. Not the Stalkers though. Oh well, I get a free unit for garrisoning anyway, so I should not protest. Good. The town watch is ready in Tower Philin here. I can build Spearmen and Stalkers now. And now we're going to upgrade that with communal farming. We're going to have you join Thranduil's army. Or, you know, wait another turn until you can join Thranduil's army. That's fine, too. Now, we've taken Emmenifouin. Sorry, I keep stumbling on my words there, really. And, gonna have these men march over there to take the place of the garrison, because we're going to have Legolas move on to, I can't remember the name of this town off the top of my head, Erendolen, on the old, and give us access to the old forest road, which runs straight through Mirkwood, east to west. But in the meantime, we're going to keep Emmenifouin garrisoned, because bit of a culture clash here. Not too much, actually. Incidentally, you notice that it's called culture. In the base medieval 2 Total Warfare, it's actually religion. Catholicism, Orthodox, and Roman Catholic, Orthodox, Islam, pagan, heretics. In here, though, it's switched over to culture: Elven culture, Dwarven culture, Northman culture, followers of Sauron, called followers of Melkor, the dark god that Sauron follows. In the base Third Age Total War, but they changed the Sauron, I guess, for ease of understanding. Yeah, there's a couple of other. Sorry, brain fart. There's a couple of other cultures too to deal with. The Southland men of Rohan and Rohan and Gondor. Also have their own culture, and I can't remember what it is off the top of my head. Is it Numenor? I think no. I don't think that's it, but it's, you know, like if you're familiar with the lore, it's the culture that preceded the modern man of Middle Earth. And oh wow, he succeeded again, and he gained traits. Yay! Now he's a full-on spy, which means he gains another point to his skill, and now has a 40% chance to open the gates. War declared between Rohan and Harad. I'm kind of glad I'm not dealing with Harad. Harad is Very difficult to deal with. Not like the orcs of the Misty Mountain or Gundabad over here, or Mordor. They actually are pretty easy to deal with compared to Rune and Harad. The evil men have really tough forces, and that's essentially the point I'm making. Retrain. Ah, good. I can recover my numbers already. And then they can march on with Legolas. We're going to build some dirt roads here for 3 turns, so it'll be easier to get from Thranduil's Holst to the Old Forest Road. Yeah, what we're going to try to do essentially is, well, Thranduil up here captures Withybord, and then I guess going to try to capture the Upper Anduin Vale, the River Anduin here, here incidentally. You're going to have to capture the Upper Anduin Vale by crossing over here into the Greyland Vales, and then down here into Bjorn's Woods. Another Hobbit reference there. Well, Legolas himself, and perhaps any extra generals we may happen to raise up, will join Legolas in attacking the southern areas of Mirkwood, the heart of Mirkwood and whatnot. See, we're all planning ahead.
For the light.
But in the meantime, let's save. Let's check our time, in fact. Oh yeah, I've been running for over half an hour now, so gonna end the video there. Probably gonna skip some of the interim stuff between now and the next battle, and then you're going to we're going to enjoy the fighting, really, because the fighting is a lot more interesting than the overworld stuff. Unless you want to see the overworld stuff, which I'm perfectly happy to show you if you're willing. So, until next time, this is Silvan Gaming and Nerdery, signing off.